welcome to today's full day of eating. I hope you're well. It feels really weird talking to a camera because I haven't spoken to a camera in such a long time. I think the last time was about 4 weeks ago. Technically you've had the vlogs, but they were just done quite a long time ago. So yeah, this is very foreign. Anyway, feels like when I first started. Today's a full day of eating, if you didn't know. Today's calories are 3,220 to 30 grams of protein, 6 grams of fat, and the rest are coming from carbohydrates. The reason why I had to think about that a little bit is because I do have a new coach who has slightly tweaked my macros, so which we'll get into in just a sec or later down the video. But yeah, slightly different. Like, I'm so used to kind of my sessions, I'm so used to my kind of calories, macros, meals, etc., and they've just slightly tweaked. Anyway, we have cream of rice. Did I already say this? Anyway, we have cream of rice, we have whey protein, and we also have 100 grams of mixed berries. And yeah, we've just done pretty much 4 hours of check-ins, and then we're basically gonna eat this, watch the new coach's feedback on how things are going, and then we're actually going to go train with 2 of my clients, which should be sick, lit, and shit. And I'll take you along for the ride. That was disgusting. I was gonna take this opportunity. Wow, the sun is terrible. I was gonna have this opportunity to talk about my new training split, etc., etc. But I'm pretty not allowed to swear on YouTube, Natalie. I'm pretty screwed. Fatigued. So what I'll do is I'll put the macros on screen for this luxurious chicken, rice and vegetable meal, and then I'll talk about it up in the starings. Thank you for my fork, I did forget that. So, now that I'm a little bit more alive, I think that makes sense. I was just looking at this vlog and I don't know whether I'm going to put it out. If I put it out, then I just thought, fuck it, you can have it. But yeah, I just feel a little bit... I feel like I just want to kind of quit the YouTube sector in terms of the long format vlogs, because like essentially I'm getting like sub 100 views with stuff like this, which takes a lot longer, and then Reels suddenly get like 4,500 views, and it's kind of like, Jesus, I spent like 6 seconds on this rather than like 2 or 3 hours. So anyway, for now, here's a vlog. But this is my new training split, which I thought I'd quickly go over as an intermission before we get into our next meal. So we had a slight shift around with yeah, kind of training methodology from my new coach, which is AJ Morris, by the way, a natural bodybuilder, very cool guy. Very cool guy. We'll keep it running. But one very key area, which you probably hear me kind of repeat over and over again, is the simple fact that my back is very weak, and it's something that needs addressing. So I just need someone to not necessarily program me in that certain way, but definitely kind of help me in the fact that I am very slow to push my own body weight up. I'm very quick to act on clients. Kind of if I see clients kind of rate again slow down, I'll be quick to push in food, quick to pull it back, etc., etc. When you come to your own training, as I'm sure many of you are who are self-coached, you just lack that logical side of your brain that basically would be able to calculate that, because you're so heavily invested in your own training that you get quite emotionally attached to potentially just staying at a certain weight, potentially being comfortable with a certain look, when in actual fact to build the most amount of muscle, it's likely going to come from progressively pushing up food, even though potentially like you just don't want to, right? So that's why we basically got eyes on, especially for the Massing phase. There's also another kind of sector that I was looking at as well. So realistically, I had a show in kind of like September, right? Which obviously you guys have followed maybe. But realistically, like it's what, like September, October, November, December, January, like February, like pretty much 5 to 6 months of a massing phase. Realistically, to get stage lean for September, I'm gonna have to start dieting in about 1 or 2 months. And to be a pro athlete, which I really want to do, I just don't think I've packed on enough muscle, which is completely fine. Like you're not going to go from like where I was before to pro level athlete in 5 6 months. So realistically, I've had like a kind of a realistic look at my physique and gone, right, am I actually ready to turn pro this year? No. And I basically said to myself, the next time I want to compete, I want to be competitive. Like I don't really want to compete just to be like, oh yeah, like you're just going there to beat yourself. Like that's gonna happen anyway if you have like the like championship mentality, right? The kind of pro like mentality, you're gonna by virtue beat yourself anyway. So yeah, realistically we're gonna have a year off, but with that year off, with a shorter off season, the goal is very, very close. With a longer off season, the goal is so far away that sometimes you can be a little bit flexible with or just a little bit, yeah, I think flexible is a good word, a little bit lax, like with calorie pushes, etc. You just get very, very comfortable, and by the time you know it, it's another year's gone, and then you're like, oh shit, that's kind of a wasted year, which potentially happened like maybe last year, like lockdown, etc. But it is what it is. Anyway, so we basically went from a pull push legs rest, pull push split. We've basically gone from that to a pull, legs and lats rest, pull with a hinge, and then push and arms. So basically it's going to be 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off, which I've never actually done. The frequency of back is quite intense. I'll actually put some maybe potentially some physique shots just so you can see what my back is looking like now, and maybe I'll put some front shots on as well. But you kind of see like how my body is reacting like from the get-go. It's reacting pretty well, which is quite interesting just to see what it looks like in like a year's time or something. So I'll obviously get you involved, or kind of bring you along for the journey if I don't quit. But yeah, no, that's what I'll do. So the kind of the footage that you saw there was from my legs and lats day, which is pretty interesting. But all is going well. Rate of gain is absolutely fine. And yeah, training is absolutely flying right now. We're just setting baseline numbers at the minute, and then we're gonna beat the shit out of them. But yeah, anyway, that's what we're doing. It's time for another meal. And for meal number, I was trying to think of a German word for free. Dry is actually dry chicken. I'm also gonna have a protein bar and also a squares bar, but this class is a meal. It doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be wholesome and convenient, which this is it. It does not make it to the Instagram, but it does spike MPS. For dinner we have, what is it? Beef ragu, Natalie? Barbecue beef ragu. From HelloFresh. It's okay. See, Natalie has wanted to try this for a hot minute, and I've basically resisted, mainly because I was in prep. But now, like, foods are not flimsy by any means, but definitely a little bit more flexible. I've given in, so this is what we're basically doing, and I'm only having it for this meal, which is like meal 4. The meal 5 I'll basically just mop up. You know the deal. If you watched Full Day of Eatings before, then you know the exact deal that I will do. So basically, yeah, we've got beef ragu, we've got pasta, and a little bit of cesse, which is Italian for cheese.
No, it's not.
It is.
I'll put up.
I didn't make it up. You asked any Italian.
Alright, Italians, help us out here.
You ought to tell them in the comments saying that's not how you say it. Anyway, I'll put the macros on screen, and then it's going in my mouth. I always see these guys on Instagram that make like perfect cream of rice with whey protein, and I'm not one of them. I have made it right once. Apart from that, looks like shit. Anyway, that concludes the macros. I'm also gonna have some bread, some fruity bread, and I don't know why I'm putting it away. I need it. And that concludes the full day of eating. I never know how to end full days of eating, so I think I'm just gonna end it somewhere really